Let's hope we are live. Are we live? Are we live? Let's see it. I think we are. I think we are. Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another crypto live stream. Was I fully prepared? No. I actually went to take a shower and then everything kind of took longer than I expected. But today, we got some juicy freaking crypto news, everybody. I think things are actually at a point where everything might turn around. And that is mostly because SBF has started to speak out yet again. Oh my days. Let's put it in the right place. There we go. So for all of you that do not know, Sam Bankman-Fried is the founder of FTX. And he's been quiet for a very long while. And all of a sudden, he's gone to Twitter again and is starting to just go, well, actually, it's not as if he's gone nuts on typing crazy stuff. We just now know he's going to be answering questions in the next 2 or 3 days. He's going to go for an interview with Bitboy, and the whole back end of things just got a lot darker. Lawyers are starting to find out a lot of connections that showcase there was a lot of misintent, or how do you say that? Malicious intent. They had some darker motives and, well, things are just starting to come to light more and more and more over the last couple of days, over the last couple of hours. Let me also showcase to you guys one of the sad things which has happened, which is that BlockFi has now officially gone bankrupt. We have a couple of articles about that. And the fact that there's some shady other dark backends around. Like, for example, the fact that apparently Alameda Crypto Fund owes still $55,000 to a bar in the Bahamas. Yet, if we then take a look at what, FTX is saying and whatnot, they just let go a statement just now, if I can find it in my list. I might not be able to find it right now. But FTX basically just said that they are, let's take a look, still paying their employees, and most likely that is a crazy amount of money. Sharing our press release just issued, FTX resumes ordinary course payments of employees and certain foreign contractors. I wonder how that's going to be for all the people that are still owed money, like all the merchants, for example. I mean, if you're still paying your employees, some of which most likely got like multi-million-dollar salaries per month, I'm expecting, that's going to be interesting. However, which employees does that mean? It's kind of worrisome. Is that also the executives? For example, is Caroline still getting paid? I don't know. I didn't check this article out fully all the way yet, but we have a very juicy story for today. So everybody, all right, let's quickly start with two things. One, I do this every single stream. We have about 135 people watching. Everybody, if you're watching this right now, make sure you press that like button. That's one. And second of all, guys, make sure you put in the chat box right now what time you're watching this video at. So if you're watching this at 2 p.m. or like 7 p.m. or like 4 a.m., whatever, I don't think it can be 4 a.m., but let's say 7 a.m. or something like that. Just put it in the chat box real quick, just for fun. I always like to do that, just to see where you guys are all from and see kind of how it's situated. You guys understand. And again, let's get up to 50 likes at least, guys. I'll press that like button real quick, and then we'll get into the story for today. We have 150 people, so if everybody just presses that button, we're instantly there, and then we can get started with all the juicy stuff. I think, again, we have a pretty crazy video ahead of us today. Well, as again, things are just starting to develop. I don't know how else to explain it to you. Things are just starting to, all of a sudden, all come together. It's crazy. It really is. It really is crazy. But at the end of the day, it is also quite exciting. I like it. I like it. I like it. So let us start out with the top. Apparently, and this is for macro stuff, right? The Fed President Bullard says a recession can actually be avoided. We have talked about this for, I'd say, months on the channel, that a recession is most likely going to come in, and that anybody saying that a recession is not going to come is either lying to you or trying to put the truth very far away. Because the probability of a recession is just extremely high. Not 100%, but extremely high. And so whenever they say it can be avoided, they are officially speaking the truth, but it's a very half-truth. However, coming from the Fed President Bullard, well, that says something, though. The Federal Reserve President, or a Fed President says that means something, a Fed President. Let's see exactly what that is a little bit later. Because, to be honest, right now, there's no Fed official speech that we need to watch out for anymore. That is rather important, so we'll have to wait on that. Let's just kind of skip that for the background. It's just macro to keep in the back of your head. What I did want to showcase to you guys for just 1 second is that the crypto market is doing pretty good today. We're in the green. Things are looking nice. Ethereum up 4%. Dogecoin up 10%, doing amazing. Ethereum up 4%, and Huobi token and Decred and Phantom all in the double digits plus today. Let's see over the last week. Huobi token is also the best performing. ApeCoin is second. And over the last hour, Decred is doing best at plus 3.7%. And the worst performers are Chain, XCN. I didn't buy into that, so that's, I guess, kind of good. They've done really, really well for themselves, though. Okay, interesting. And the worst performer over 24 hours are Stacks and Convex Finance. And I guess Trust Wallet token. Okay. Just to get a general gist of what the market is doing before we move over into our FTX news. So again, guys, if you're watching this right now, make sure you press that like button and let's dive right in. The FTX terms of service, this comes by Jeremy Hogan at 8.2.6, are very clear. All digital assets were to be held in user accounts and not be used by FTX for any purpose. Like, for example, speculative investments or loans for those to Alameda. There's no wiggle room. It's what I would call a gran problema for them. BlockFi, on the other hand, was very clear in its terms of service that it was not custodian or fiduciary of any customer assets. And that is, in legal fallout terms, could be the difference between a money problem and a prison problem. Now, as far as I understand, right, and this is very important, what he means is with BlockFi, they've stated, hey, we are not your proper custodian. We're not your proper fiduciary. Basically, the money is somewhere, but we're not responsible for that, as far as I can read from this little simple line. Again, guys, if I am wrong, I am not a lawyer. Please let me know. With FTX, however, they've literally stated, hey, we at our company are not going to send this money anywhere else. We're going to keep this. And again, if you as a user have money right here, it may not be used by FTX for any other purpose. For example, speculative investments, those cannot be done. Again, to fully read this, 8.6.2. All digital assets are held in your account on the following basis. Title to your digital assets shall at all times remain with you and shall not transfer to FTX trading, meaning you still own your money. As the owner of digital assets in your account, you shall bear the risk of loss of such digital assets. I appreciate that. I am my own bank, sort of. Okay. FTX trading shall have no liability for fluctuations in the fiat currency value of digital assets held in your account. I agree. None of the digital assets in your account are the property of or shall or may be loaned to FTX trading. FTX trading does not represent or treat digital assets in users' accounts as belonging to FTX trading. And that's where I get confused. So, guys, listen with me here. Maybe they've done a freaking 900 IQ move. Please listen. What if what they've done, please listen in, is the entity that was holding your tokens was not FTX trading, that what he's reading everything about, but actually, for example, FTX user as a group firm. Let's just call it FTX users, the firm FTX users. Strange name for a firm, but all right. What if that is the firm that actually held customer assets that was acting as a client to FTX trading, meaning that for FTX trading purposes, well, it didn't really own any of the funds of its user, which again was then the group name, FTX Users Group. However, that group had a different terms of service where they actually did own your crypto at some point or another. That might be something I can think of right here. Otherwise, it is clear, as stated here on paper, that they've done some really strange shenanigans. But then I take a look. Give me 1 second. Take a look at the FTX company structure just for a second to see again what the freaking sheet was right there. Let's take a look at this again. This, yet again, ladies and gentlemen, was the structure of FTX, right? Potentially here as well. This is the structure that they had for their company. You guys can't see it for shit. Yeah, there you go. Now, if you look at this, there's definitely some shady shenanigans going on where they could have hidden the money a lot better had they wanted to, right? I'd say you guys can all agree with me here that this is... sorry guys, what's happening? All of a sudden my WhatsApp is having some trouble. Why is that? Ever since I see the SIM swap stories, I sometimes get afraid of things getting hacked. Just give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, I think nothing happened. Why did I get a pop-up all of a sudden? That's the scariest stuff, isn't it? When you all of a sudden out of nowhere get a pop-up, it's like, wait a minute. Why is that happening right there? So I was kind of sketched out by that. Sorry, guys. Quick little... Sorry, guys. Let's continue on. So, yeah, as Jeremy Hoke was saying, like, every single part of this showcases... Yeah, there really is no possibility to spin this story around unless somewhere in their crazy freaking structure they did some shenanigans, which again, I'm not against to say that that's the case. That they've just literally moved all their money around to make sure that it looks and actually is proper following their own rules. You can keep that in the back of your head. They were sneaky with all this, so... Okay. C. You control the digital assets held in your account at any time, subject to outages, downtime, and other applicable policies, including the terms, which that might be exactly what they're throwing this upon. You got to understand the guys behind this are extremely good lawyers, not good at accounting, but extremely good lawyers. So they most likely set this up in a way where, well, they could get away with it, even though the language here, the legal lingo, makes it look as if there really are a mistake. I don't know how else to frame this except for this is kind of garbage for them. You may withdraw your digital assets by sending them to a different blockchain address controlled by you or a third party. FTX trading is under no obligation to issue any replacement digital asset in the event that any digital asset, password, or private key is lost. Yeah, that's all logical. And it's your responsibility to control it all and to make sure that you don't send it to the wrong address. That is all logical. And again, he did not attach the BlockFi terms of service, but the way he states it, they had better terms of service where they weren't in control of your money, which is kind of strange because the moment you put it onto BlockFi, they quote unquote lend it out for you, right? So they're not the custodian because they lend it out instantly, or because at the end of the day, if they are not the custodian or fiduciary, you are still the controller of your money. So how could they then not allow you to withdraw if they are not the custodian or fiduciary? I don't understand. Do you guys understand that? I mean, at the end of the day, both of these have a strange situation where, in theory, if they're not your custodian, right, but they keep your money, doesn't that also mean they are literally just stealing your money? If they're claiming to not hold your money for you and they're holding your money? I don't know. Maybe I'm like adding 1 and 1 is 2, but All right, let's just keep that in the back of our heads, though. Right now, Da Vinci is going pretty crazy on Twitter to state that some more trouble might be up ahead. Breaking. Grayscale does not have any Bitcoin, thus supporting the price suppression. Proof? They are not going to show the address of the 635,000 Bitcoin they claim to have. And he says, let me provide you with proof since people don't believe. Let me Google that. All he's saying is, Google it, as far as I understand, or maybe this is a specific link to something, but I'm thinking he's just sharing, hey, if you don't believe it, just Google it. And that is something that I think a lot of people should learn to do. Instead of asking 1,001 questions about some trivial parts, Google it and see if you can find out. If you can't, come back and ask the question. But very often people ask some very, very trivial, simple questions that you could just go on to find out by Googling. However, this is a very big theory that I can't necessarily support, because he's basically saying now that Coinbase is lying to cover up Grayscale, that does not own the Bitcoin that they claim to have, that they're using for their major fund, for GBTC. And that would be pretty scary if that were to actually be the truth. You know, if that really were to come out, that Grayscale has been lying and that Coinbase has been covering up for them. That's the biggest scam in crypto thus far. I mean, obviously FTX and Luna were bigger downfalls, but this will be the most biggest scam in a literal way. Because that means they've just been lying and all those products for those institutional clients has been lied about. And that would be really, really scary. Now, I should add that even though Coinbase is the biggest exchange in the US and rather safe, I grabbed water. Where is that? Here we go. Let me actually take a little sip. Rather safe, it is never safe. To add, if you think that Coinbase is safe, think again as to what would happen if the stock price were to fall by another 90% or so. It's actually already done that. It's fallen 90% from the peak, and it is still not doing well at all. Question for yourself, what could happen to Coinbase if their share price fell another 90%? Well, things would not be doing so well. Let's also think about a prolonged bear market. Again, we've now established a recession. Maybe it's not going to come up. Maybe it does. Or maybe a crypto recession stays along where things just go worse and worse and worse for a little while, even though I would not necessarily call that a recession, as it's different, but you understand. Just a bad crypto period for a longer amount of time. If that were to be the case, and this is really important to think about, well, then Coinbase might make a loss for a longer time. If they then also trade at a really negative price, well, they could be in a whole lot of trouble. And there's many theories out there that Coinbase, as of this point, is insolvent, and it makes a lot of sense. I mean, if you don't think it makes sense, then you would have also been on the page of saying, well, BlockFi can't be insolvent, or FTX can't be insolvent, because they should have all the users' assets backed one-to-one. We all know that that's not the case, and they're changing it up to get to that method, I'd say, but it's taking time, and it's not there just quite yet. As of this point, things are not doing so well. And again, guys, I'm just going to quickly note for everybody, I'm going to be doing a stream every single day, either at like, to put it in UK times, I'm going to say between 10 a.m. UK time and like 12 p.m. UK time, like that little ballpark of a couple hours. I'll be doing a stream every single day. And I might actually tune it down to be like one specific hour of the day every single day. For right now, I'm just trying to find out what the best hour is, though, for users, for all you guys, users, people, I don't know, my brothers, my family. So if you guys just give me some feedback on that, that would be amazing as well. That's why I also check in the chat box what time you guys are watching at, because I kind of got to find out what exactly the best time would be. But I'm honestly thinking maybe 1 p.m., maybe 12 p.m. UK time is actually best, which was about 1 hour ago, or maybe even right now, like this time, like 2 p.m. Netherlands time, 1 p.m. England time. So right now it is 1 p.m. in London. So if this would be a perfect time for you guys, that's also really, really juicy. The only problem is it's a little bit in the middle of the day, so I really need to go back to a freaking setup and record. But yeah, okay. 12 UK time is perfect. All right, we'll keep that in the back of our heads. 12 UK, 1 UK, all good. Good. Yeah, there's not too much to add to the whole story with Grayscale and Coinbase. It's just things could go a lot worse for them, and you should be prepared for that. I'm not saying that they are frauds right now. I'm just saying there are many theories out there that they are insolvent, and so you should keep in the back of your head that even Coinbase is not necessarily safe, and they could go down too. And by the way, I read every single thing you guys say. Just know if you're writing something, it is being read by me. So if you want to say something or ask something, just put it down there. Maybe if you have a good question and people would benefit from hearing it, I will also share it with all the people. So if you have a question, just put it in there and I might actually get back up there. Like, for example, Icebreaker coming in with a, "What's up, Dusty? Appreciate the info on any hard work and hard work." And I appreciate you for saying that, my buddy. Appreciate you. All right. So to continue on with the FTX story, there's another very interesting chapter. Hopefully by now you guys all know that Bitboy and a couple of others have gone to the Bahamas to basically weed out FTX or weed out Sam Bankman-Fried. And fun fact, he actually succeeded. Breaking news a couple hours ago. Sam Bankman-Fried and I have agreed to do a Twitter Spaces within the next 2 weeks. He has unblocked me on Twitter now so he can confirm we have spoken. I look forward to getting the answers to the question the community must have to move forward. And again, he says, we're super thrilled to involve ourselves more in this space. There's a couple of things coming out. For example, the fact that Kevin O'Leary almost secured $8 billion to rescue FTX. When reports of FTX being investigated, all interested investors vanished. This is taken on a thin air. I don't see any place confirming this. But that's just my thought process. I mean, this guy's not the most, source-y material. I'm not sure where he got this information from, but all right, let's just stick with believing it, I guess. Ben Armstrong, Bitboy, said, I was literally asked tonight in the behalf of 2 companies that I lay off of Mr. Wonder Fraud. You guys think I'm going to do it or not? Which is because he's basically been accusing Mr. Wonderful or Kevin O'Leary of some really horrendous things. And apparently 2 companies have reached out to him to say he should stop with that. But that is interesting and a little bit scary on the opposite side as well. It's a little bit scary they're going after him this way. I don't know. I kind of feel bad for Bitboy. I think he's getting a ton of attention in the right way. He's doing a lot for the crypto space by asking the right questions. For example, the Delta Bank in the Bahamas, which holds billions and billions in USDT reserves, or USDT, I don't know which of the two. Deltic Bank told us they need more time to prepare for the questions we sent them. We'll update you all when we receive the response because apparently he is in the Bahamas. They're investigating every single part of it all. He also says he's not scared of everything, but I'm thinking he might be throwing out some allegations out there to, for example, Kevin O'Leary that might be too hard to come back from if eventually he does get hit with a lawsuit, a defamation lawsuit. Again, do I appreciate his work? Absolutely. Do I think he's an animal, a beast for doing this? In a good way, yes. Do I think that some of the things he's saying are a little bit scary? Well, yeah, I wouldn't have said it. You know, that's just my period. I wouldn't have said it because I'm a little bit too afraid. But yeah, that's just my thought. that's just my thoughts on the matter. Like, for example, his allegations against Kevin O'Leary. But yeah, it is also kind of funny to watch, though, right? It's not me, so I guess I'm happy that's not me. So the whole story gets really interesting. He just keeps on talking more and more and more about what's been happening over there. And there's actually another guy who went for a crowdfund. This guy tried to raise, he actually did, by the way. This guy raised $10,000 by people from Twitter to actually go to the Bahamas, fly him and his family out for the hotel and the flights to just stay there in the Bahamas for a week. Somebody got really angry with that, saying, what in the world? You're just funding somebody's vacation? You know, what in the world? Ben said, I understand the viewpoint here, but everyone is not in the same financial situation. In my opinion, if his community wants to send him and he wants to contribute, then I'm all for it. Many people feel helpless and want someone to fight for them. But Gabriel, please don't hurt me with a machete. Not sure exactly what Gabriel did. But this guy is actually just in the Bahamas right now. He raised $10,000 and he said, well, I'm flying over there and going to investigate. I don't think he's found out anything just quite yet. Let's quickly listen to... Let's listen to one of his little pieces. Let's see. Let's see if he says something. Because he's there, right? He's in the Bahamas. Let's see.
Wait. So, FTX still has money and they're paying their employees now and not the customers? Isn't that the customers' money they're paying the employees with, guys?
Yeah, he has a point. I mean, at the end of the day, that's true. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's gotten up to anything today just quite yet. He's been there for about a day, and I've not seen any update that is useful.
And they will give me a slight head nod in recognition as such. Additionally, I will not wield my machete on a regular basis. I have left it in safekeeping, and I will not unleash it unless I'm in a mortal combat situation, which I hope and do not expect to encounter.
Did he just spit in my face a couple of times? I felt the spits like that. But no, he's a character for sure. But I don't think there's anything useful just quite yet. But maybe, right? Just maybe. It's going to be just wild. All of a sudden, the guy is going to find out some crazy info in the back end. I hope so. I hope so. I mean, who knows, right? Let's see on that one. Let's not judge too quickly. All right. Bitboy said yesterday, last night at 2 a.m., after 2 days of attempting contact, Sam Bankrupt responded to me via text. We have discussed an interview, and I'm waiting to get confirmation from him one way or the other. The invitation will stay open all week. I'll return to the Bahamas from Miami to obtain interview. I have screenshots, but do not want to share at this point to show good faith to obtain the interview. To his credit, Sam reached out to me. I believe he wants to tell his story, and I think I have responsibility to listen. He also told me what kind of pizza he likes. Interesting. I am leaving the island in the next 24 hours, so would like to do this tonight, if possible. If not, I will return as soon as possible when Sam is ready to talk. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, he did his job. He went there. He got the interview done by showing up, you know. I don't know what else to tell you except for that is wild. People are not happy with Bitboy still. People are in the comments still. Oh, I guess this is somebody else. Yeah, very interesting situation. Very, very interesting situation. Let's move on, though. So, that is one part, by the way. You guys might look at that and think, wow, that is amazing. Wow, Bitboy got that done. Wow. Let's all clap and give him a little kiss on his ass. Again, I love Bitboy, so I think it's worth it. But take a look at this. If we go to Sam Bankrupt-Fried's Twitter, we can actually find out that he's actually going on a Twitter space, tomorrow. So, yeah, the guy, what's his name again? Mario, one of my guys. I like him as well. Very nice guy. Sam Bankrupt-Fried joining our space. What should we ask him? And it's literally tomorrow. Sam Bankrupt-Fried joins the show, the Roundtable, Thursday, December 1st at 6 p.m. I think Netherlands time this should be. I think my Twitter is on Netherlands. Maybe not. I'm not so sure. I think so. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to tell you except for this is going to come up. And Sam Bankman-Fried confirmed it. He's going over on Twitter to retweet a lot of these parts. Like, for example, this. Bahamas AG says it is extremely regrettable FTX's new CEO misrepresented action taken by Bahamian regulators. Quote, it is possible that the prospect of multi-million-dollar legal and consultants fees is driving both their legal strategy and their intemperate statements. I am fully confident that as matters progress and the activities of the FTX group are either reconstructed or wound down, the Bahamas will emerge held in even higher esteem. Bahamas Attorney General. Bahama AG says he is shocked at the ignorance of those who assert that FTX came to the Bahamas because they did not want to submit to regulatory scrutiny. Statement. As that is basically a reply to Bahamas Attorney General statement on FTX. FTX Digital Markets is regulated in the Bahamas, but Alameda Research is not. Active civil and criminal investigations into FTX are ongoing, and Bahama Security Commission acted quickly in response to the FTX situation. So they're not happy. And again, Sam Bankman-Fried is retweeting that. There's also a happening now. Senator Dahan L. Ryan Pinder, KC Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, gives the national address to discuss the government's response and position with respect to FTX collapse. Is this in the Bahamas then? This guy, Mr. Ryan Pinder. Let me Google that real quick. Let's see if this guy is in the Bahamas or. Oh yeah. Okay, so Leo Ryan Pinder, a Bahamian lawyer and progressive Liberal Party politician, Liberal Party, there we go, who has served in the Bahamas Senate and acted as Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs since September of last year. He was previously a member of Parliament for Elizabeth from 2010 to 2017. Okay. Not sure if there's anything else we can quickly read into right here. He was actually a U.S. citizen, but he renounced his U.S. citizenship already 12 years ago. You can read a little bit more about how he became this or whatever, but I don't think that's too important for right now. 2015, he joined the law firm Graham, Thompson & Co. as a partner. He stood down at the 2017 general election. Wait a minute. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Guys, wait 1 second. No way. Just give me 1 second. No way. Give me 1 second. Guys, You guys saw, right, how we covered this a little bit earlier, how Bitboy is looking into Deltec Bank because, well, Deltec has a lot of connections to not so nice people of the banking underworld and whatnot, right? We talked about Deltec as being potentially a quite dark entity. Deltec Bank Tether. Let me just type it in, because all the thoughts behind that is this, right? They have some tether basically there, and everything is all about Deltec. Did you guys read what I just read? Did you guys read that? Oh, sorry, your ears are burning. Let me turn the microphone down a bit. Sorry. So Leo Pinder, right, who Sam Bankman-Fried on Twitter is just retweeting, nothing going on right there. Let me actually go back to Sam Bankman-Fried right here if I can. Did you guys see this, right? Office of the Prime Minister of the Bahamas, the Attorney General, the AG that we've been talking about in all these different parts, that everybody's talking about, the Attorney General. The Attorney General, right? Get this in the back of your head. Leo Pinder is a Bahamian lawyer and a progressive Liberal Party politician who has served in the Bahamas Senate and as Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs since September of 2021. He was previously a member of Parliament for Elizabeth. Okay. If we then read a little bit down lower to right about motherfreaking here. After being re-elected in 2012 general election, Pinder served as the Prime Minister of Financial Services until his resignation in 2014 December. He was succeeded by Hope. Following that, he spent a year with Deltec, a private bank. Ooh. Okay, things might be getting juicy from here then. So, the Attorney General also, by the way, I'm wearing my Superman outfit. The Attorney General has worked for the bank in question in the Bahamas that people are asking questions about that he supposedly then needs to go after. So, maybe because he only worked there for a year, he doesn't have the best relationship, but he's worked there. It kind of feels like William Hinman's situation all over again. That was Spider-Man? It is Superman, my boy. Are you guys getting what I'm getting, or am I going crazy right now? I don't know how to clip something, Sean. I don't know how to do that. So again, just to reaffirm, we've got Sam Bankman-Fried on Twitter talking a little bit about this general attorney. And Mario Narwhal is also talking about the attorney. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me reiterate that so I can clip it maybe. Right? Over on Twitter, we have Sam Bankman-Fried interacting a lot with the Attorney General. We have guys like Mario also going around talking about everything the Bahamas Attorney General said. If you then take a look at Bitboy, for example, he says, well, we're investigating the Deltec Bank because, well, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in the background with the whole Deltec Tether situation. We've talked about that for a little while. Now, however, if you look at the Attorney General, Mr. Ryan Pinder, you'll notice he's the Attorney General, okay, all good. In his career, you'll notice right here that after a couple of things. Following that, he spent a year with Deltec, a private bank, and then in 2015 joined the law firm Graham, yada, yada, yada. But he literally worked at Deltec before, and as the Attorney General, it is rather interesting that right now he has to basically go after things which people are alleging are faulty when he's basically been involved there. And it makes me think of the whole William Hinman situation with potentially a conflict of interest. Again, just potentially though, just thinking about this right now, just finding it now while trying to research. It is very, very interesting to see this little circle right there. Wow, that's interesting. That is interesting, everybody. Let me actually note the time. I'll clip this later. Wow. When did the clip start? Let me see. I'll do it later. Let me just type in 31 minutes or so. I don't know how to clip things yet, guys, so I'm just trying to find out something. 31 minutes or so in. That is really interesting. Hey, what's up, guys? I see a couple of you moderators that have not been in for a little while. Sean, let me also moderate you, by the way, my boy. Why are you not moderated? What's happening right there? Oh, I just see one guy changed his name to Sam Bankman-Fried. I appreciate that. What if it's actually just Sam in our chat box just being like, hey, stop talking about me here. Stop finding out these things about me. Let me quickly mod you, Sean. I'm not sure why you were not a moderator before. One of my best guys, you know? How could you not be? I don't know how. Yeah. Really peculiar. Really peculiar. All right, let's continue on with the story, though, so I don't stick around with this for too long. I don't want to waste too much time. Let's continue on. So, again, a space is going to be tomorrow. Oh, you can actually, I think people are also finding this out right here. Again, you can actually see a little bit more about it right here. People have already commented it yesterday, actually. The fact that, so we're actually not that cool, guys. People looked up his LinkedIn and found out, well, he's right at the Attorney General, but actually in the past, he's worked at Deltec as the head of wealth management, chief legal officer. Which, again, is going to be a lot more difficult to go after Deltec now that, well, he's been there for a little while, he knows. It looks like it was, why would it just be for 1 year, though? Was it like an internship, you kind of think, or what? Deltec is the oldest private bank and trust group in the Bahamas under continuous ownership. I'm not even sure exactly what the whole Tether situation is right there, though. FTX Tether connection involvement of banks raises questions. Deltec is also the main bank of stablecoin issuer Tether. Some believe Tether will be most affected by the FTX collapse as Alameda and FTX, yada, yada, yada. Questions are starting to arise from all of this. Attorney General of the Bahamas defends its crypto savvy in wake of the FTX crash. Deltec Bank has ties to FTX. It counts stablecoin issuer Tether among its clients. And its chair, Jean Chalupin, is also the chairman of, okay, Ryan Pinder's years in public service included a year-long break to work at Deltic Bank, a Bahamian firm with ties to FTX. Okay. Ryan Pinder, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs of the Bahamas, held late Sunday a press conference to defend the integrity of our jurisdiction, asserting that despite his country's reputation as a crypto paradise and haven for cryptocurrency schemes, the Bahamas is a place of laws. The 20-minute address, broadcast live online, mentioned the failed crypto exchange FTX more than 40 times, but named its disgraced founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, only once. We have been shocked at the ignorance of those who assert that FTX came to the Bahamas because they did not want to submit to regulatory scrutiny, Pinner said. In fact, the world is full of countries in which there is no legislative or regulatory authority over crypto and digital asset business. But the Bahamas is not one of those countries. Yeah, cool. Okay, here. Deltic Bank has ties, counts stablecoin issuer Tether among its clients, and its chair, John Chalpin, is also the chairman of FTX-owned Farmington State Bank in Washington State. Aha! Okay, so this is where things get interesting. This part. Deltic Bank has ties to FTX. It counts stablecoin issuer Tether among its clients, and its chair, Jean Chalopin, is also the chairman of FTX-owned Farmington State Bank in Washington State. So he's the chairman of both of these banks, right? Very peculiar. That is very peculiar indeed. Let's continue on with the story, though, so I don't waste too much time. We got to keep it moving, otherwise I keep stuck and trying to research more and more into it, but I want to tell you guys the story. All right, so apparently a little hot take regarding BlockFi is they've officially gone bankrupt. That's all I got to say about it. They have officially now gone bankrupt, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy voluntarily, they said, but that's the situation right now. Everybody, make sure you press that like button real quick. Let's actually see. We are right now at 135 likes, but the fact that we have over 300 people watching, we can easily get this to 200 likes. So everybody, just make sure you press that like button real quick. That would be very much appreciated. And let us continue on with the story. Just press that like button real quick. Doesn't hurt anybody. It just helps out. Doesn't make me money or anything. Just helps out. Helps the video and be shown to more people, I think. That's why I keep asking for it. All right. So BlockFi bankruptcy, crypto lender files for Chapter 11. The crypto firm closely linked to FTX reports that it has $256 million in cash to support operations and liquidity during its restructuring. Now, this is the case with Chapter 11 bankruptcies. They don't actually fully say, hey, let's sell everything, let's give it back to the people. No, it basically is a way of, well, we're going to restructure the company, make a couple things different, but all in the meantime, or meanwhile, we're basically going to continue operations to a certain degree. In this case here, that's not the case. They've actually stopped operations in the sense that they've stopped withdrawals. I'm not even sure if BlockFi can still be used or not. Not sure about that. But did you guys know that BlockFi was very much involved with FTX because FTX basically helped them out with some very, very interesting loans? Did you guys know that BlockFi was actually really quite against FTX, and the same thing goes for Voyager, same thing goes for a couple of others? Let me quickly check this out to make sure I can open it properly. Yep. So we know that BlockFi and 8 affiliates have filed for bankruptcy, point out FTX exposure as reason behind the collapse. Again, they were exposed to it, but how does that all work? Well, BlockFi was one of the many casualties when crypto hedge fund 3 Arrows Capital folded in June. BlockFi then paused customer withdrawals on November 10th, citing a lack of clarity surrounding FTX's situation, and the crypto lender voluntarily filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy along with its 8 subsidiaries. But take a look at this article right here. BlockFi takes FTX's Sam Bankman-Fried to court over Robinhood shares. You guys have to understand, these guys don't like each other too much, it seems. They don't like each other too much, it seems. There are a lot of crazy shenanigan pieces going on in the background. So, the collateral was used to guarantee to the failed crypto lender the loan to FTX that was used to bail out BlockFi itself. Again, reiterate this. The collateral, right, we're talking about Robinhood shares, was used to guarantee to the failed crypto lender, BlockFi, the loan to FTX that was used to bail out BlockFi itself. Bankrupt crypto lender BlockFi has taken legal action against Sam Bankman-Fried, the disgraced founder of FTX, over the latter's stake in prominent financial services company Robinhood. The shares were allegedly pledged to BlockFi as collateral after FTX entered into an agreement with BlockFi. Bankman-Fried bought a 7.6% share in Robinhood earlier this year, making its shares jump by more than 25%. We all saw that. We all rejoiced. That was cool stuff. Now, in June, Bloomberg reported that FTX planned to fully acquire Robinhood. However, Bankman-Fried denied that such a deal was in the making. After FTX started its rapid downfall, Bankman-Fried reportedly hurried to sell his Robinhood stake. In fact, he was privately negotiating via the Signal messaging app the day before FTX Group filed for bankruptcy. After getting hit hard with the Terra-induced crypto crash in May, BlockFi decided to tie its fate to FTX Group by reaching a deal with the exchange's U.S. subsidiary. As FTX agreed to acquire BlockFi for up to $240 million, and the exchange also agreed to provide the troubled lender with a generous line of credit. After FTX itself went into flames earlier this November, BlockFi was forced to abruptly halt withdrawals, and on Monday, the crypto lender eventually filed for bankruptcy protection. It has up to $10 billion in liabilities and estimated assets, and that is just absolutely wild. Now, that is all the BlockFi stuff we have for today. But regarding FTX, things are getting a little bit more juicy even, all right? We're already 40 minutes in, and again, I really want to get to 250 likes before we end this episode off. So just make sure you guys press that like button still. Just keep it up. Everybody that has not pressed it just quite yet. It's not TikTok where I can make people press it over and over, even though I've never done that before. I'm just saying I see people do that. So it doesn't matter to ask it more than once to the same people. But I don't know. It still feels as if I should just keep saying it to make it work. I don't know. Maybe it's a mental thing. So where things get interesting for FTX, as I tried to say, let me actually quickly see if I can find it. Let me actually open it up real quick, just see if the link is all good. Sometimes I make sure that the link is all good before I open it up to everybody, just to make sure we don't see any crazy stuff. Just to make sure, just to make sure. Let's open it back up. Yeah, so what we're finding right here, FTX resumes ordinary course payments of employees and certain foreign contractors. We'll just read it because it's a very small piece. Let me also take this headset off because I'm kind of done with it. Okay, I think it's off. I think we're good. Maybe I just turn it on. It's okay. So, FTX.com and approximately 101 additional affiliated companies, together the FTX debtors, today announced that most FTX subsidiaries around the world are resuming ordinary course payments of salary and benefits to employees worldwide, and ordinary course payments to certain non-US contractors and service providers. Let me quickly see. FTX salary. Let me see if I can find one. Can we find? Okay, FTX software engineer is 202,000. Can we find the salary? Okay, I'm seeing 200,000, 180,000, 70,000 to 180,000. Can we find the salary of any executive? I'm just finding a couple 180. Yeah, we have an institutional account executive, 115 to 165,000. I'm just seeing a couple of numbers right there. $48 an hour. Yeah, the CEO salary does not matter that much, as obviously he owns shares, so it doesn't matter how much he's taking from that. Let's see here. Web3.career. Let's see. FTX is hiring. This is from Miami, Florida, though. 12 months ago. Let's see if I can find more. I'm just looking around to see what they were getting, basically. Because this basically means that these guys will still be getting paid, which is not bad. You know, for those guys, I'm not against that. The reason I'm kind of like in the middle and partially against that is because, well, let's actually read on and then I'll explain. Today announced that most subsidiaries around the world will continue everything. John J. Ray III said, with the court's approval of our first day motions and the work being done on global cash management, I am pleased that the FTX Group is resuming ordinary course cash payments of salaries and benefits to our remaining employees around the world. FTX also is making cash payments to selected non-US vendors and service providers where necessary to preserve business operations, subject to the limits approved by the bankruptcy court. We recognize the hardship imposed by the temporary interruption in these payments and thank all of our valuable employees and partners for their support. The relief includes cash payments with respect to both pre-petition and post-petition periods, subject to limits for payment of pre-petition amounts established by the orders of the bankruptcy court, and the FTX group will pay vendors and service providers in the ordinary course for all goods and services provided on or after the Chapter 11 filing date. The relief applies in the Bahamas only to employees or contractors of the FTX debtors, and not to employees or contractors of FTX Digital Markets, FTX Bahamas. Wait, what does that mean? FTX DM Bahamas is the subject of a separate liquidation proceeding in the Bahamas and not included in or protected by the Chapter 11 cases in the US. Okay, so they're different, I see. The relief also does not apply to employees or contractors of FTX Australia, as again, that one is also separate. Oh no, that's actually not separate. They just said, oh, well, it is separate. Never mind. Yeah, it is. That is interesting. The reason I'm saying that that's so interesting is because we've seen this article, which might just be FUD. This might be fake. But if you did not already have enough with the Alameda and FTX show, here's yet another fact that surprised the whole crypto community, according to a list of creditors, which again might be paid now. Alameda owes more than $50,000 to a resort bar in the Bahamas called Margaritaville Beach. Nice. The sheet released recently contains information about the creditors who loaned Alameda any amount of money, which explains why we see a bar and Amazon Web Services on the list. Still, Alameda's bar debt is no small amount. Let me quickly see. If I can find anything out about that. No, this is about Dogecoin. No. Yes, okay. We found something. Woodrow stated this yesterday. Top 5 Alameda payables include an insanely large AWS bill, $80,000 Bloomberg bill, and $55,000 owed to Margaritaville, Bahamas, which I assume is an unpaid bar tab. Now, we officially do not know exactly what that is for, but that is interesting. So let's see. Amazon Web Services is a logical one. Herbert, okay. This is... How do you guys see exactly what it is for? This is just a... I'm not sure exactly who this is for. This is for Bloomberg Finance, Margaritaville, and these are just people, I guess, or what? Or is this the lawyers then, because there's attorneys attached? Or how does that work? Wow, an unsecured claim of $4.5 million to Amazon Web Services. That's a big deal. $80,000 to Bloomberg. $50,000 to Margaritaville Beach Resort. I mean, couldn't the beach resort also just be hotel rooms, by the way? Or like meeting rooms? I'm not sure why we assume that this is a bar tab. It could just literally be, again, my own knowledge, right? Couldn't that just mean that they have, for example, rented a couple of times a meeting hall where all those guys come together to discuss stuff? Just saying something, right? Just maybe I'm saying something really stupid. Maybe I'm saying something really crazy, but my thinking process is leaving that out. It doesn't just have to be margaritas, I think. Maybe it's just like a meeting room in a hotel or a resort. We can look it up. Margaritaville Beach Resort. Let me Margaritaville Beach Resort Nassau, I'm thinking, right? It is about 400 euros, 350 euros a night for a 4-star hotel. It's actually rather expensive. That's a lot of nights then, though, right? Let's see. Hey, guys, let's go. We got a discount code, 25% off your stay. Our best deal of the year. Maybe I should go fund myself a trip to the Bahamas and look for Sam Bankrupt as well. We got 25% discount. Maybe we should. Nah, we don't book with discounts, right, guys? We just book with. Ooh, that's looking nice. So this is what. Ooh, this is looking nice. This is looking nice. So that's where they were staying all this time, huh? Okay, I see you. I see you, Mr. Sam Bankman-Fried. I see where you're taking Oh, you're taking your little Caroline too? Okay, okay. No, I guess he's gonna take something more expensive, huh? Let's see. Book now. Let me actually find out what type of room they have, just for fun's sake. What's the most expensive thing they got? I have to. Come on, you can't skip this step. There we go. They're asking me for stupid stuff. Let's just see what they got. I mean, maybe they just stayed in the presidential suite for about 12 nights, 15 nights. That could have been it, right? I mean, you're already there at 3.5K a night. Sleeps 10 people. Maybe that's where they had the parties. Maybe that's what happened. Yeah. No, but again, I'm just trying to find out if they actually have any meeting rooms. I'm assuming so, though. Yeah, meetings and events. You see, if you check out here, they also have meetings and events. So it could also just be that they had something of that sort going on, and they just paid for these meeting rooms every single time there. Why not just go to an office? That I did not know, because you'd say that it cannot be too far away from your office. So I wouldn't know necessarily why you'd go here. It could also just indeed just be night drinks. It could also be maybe too many margaritas. It could be both are equally as likely. Felix says, I'm glad you find all this funny. I mean, at the end of the day, all you can do is cry or laugh about the situation, right? We can go there and start crying about everything or just laugh it off. Because at the end of the day, some things have happened and I can't change it. So let's just find stuff, dig around, and indeed laugh it off. What else can we do? Not sure exactly if we have any other options. Margaritaville is a bar. Okay. Well, Margaritaville Beach Resort is a beach resort. Because we're seeing that right here. This is Margaritaville Beach Resort. And it says right here, you guys can't see it, but it says on the tab as well that it's Margaritaville Beach Resort. 2 Bay Street, 2 Bay Street. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah. Look at the address. 2 Bay Street, Bahamas. So it's just the entire resort. 2 Bay Street, Bahamas. Just so we're in the clear, all right? Just so we're on the same page. And yeah, that was actually the majority of our story. Let me see if you guys are saying anything. Nope. What's going on? What's going on? Okay. All right, guys, that was it for today's little live stream. I can go on a little bit more about XRP, but I think I'm going to leave that for a different story for later today, as I want to dive a little bit deeper into everything and just kind of talk about this crazy theory I've been hearing about and just cover everything XRP related, but again, in a separate video, most likely somewhere later today. A couple other pieces we have, talking about dominance, talking about some couple of cool stuffs. But again, that will come out later today. So if you guys are interested in XRP related content or just crypto updates every single day, make sure you press that notification bell on. Very important, guys. Every day, I'm going to do a live stream from now forward. Okay, I'm going to try do a live stream every single day. So make sure that you're either subscribe with the notification bell on or just find out a way to get that notification bell on, because you don't want to miss it. Maybe tomorrow we're going to just have the craziest breaking news, all of a sudden making us $50 million in a day. Could be. You just want to be there. Maybe it's stupid news, then don't tune in, but at least make sure you get that notification. And everybody, before you leave, make sure that you press the like button on this video as well, just to help out if you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you press that like button. Want to get to 250? It's not going to happen, I don't think, but you guys tried, so I'm very, very appreciative of that. You guys were amazing. And again, I'll see you guys again tomorrow in another live stream at most likely around 1 p.m. or maybe even early, maybe like 10 a.m. England time, something like that. I'm going to try to place a stream right in that little area. And of course, I'll get videos out throughout the day if there's any other pieces of info. So stick around for those, and I'll see you guys again in another stream later today, everybody. So thank you guys all, or video later today, something like that. And peace out.